application?
We do not, Mayor, but we will work on getting someone for the next one.
I know, you keep promising me. Thank you. Then we'll move into the, I would ask everybody to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Norma, please call the roll.
Yes. Councilmember Jimmy Walker?
Here.
Councilmember Tina Kaufman?
Here.
Councilmember Steve Hudson?
Here.
Mayor John Thompson?
Here.
Vice Mayor Jackie Henry?
Here.
Councilmember Ben Navarro?
Here.
And Councilmember Tatiana Murieta?
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you, Norma. Item number 4 under presentations, the monthly report and business spotlight recognitions by the Coolidge Chamber of Commerce. Good evening, Lynn.
Good evening, Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Jackie, and Council. It's really great tonight. We have our June Spotlight, Dreamline Motors. I've had the pleasure of knowing Sandy from back when he was managing the Holiday Inn in Casa Grande, but he's been doing business in Coolidge for over 8 years. What year was it? 2012. So, Sandy?
I would like to thank Chamber of Commerce and the council members for selecting us as Business of the Month. It's a big thing for us. I moved from India to US in 2003. I got a job as a teacher in Florence Unified School District. And it was in 2012 when I started my first business, getting into Discovery Market, Chevron, if you guys know about it. In 2014, I started 3 businesses, a salon, cutting-edge salon, just opposite to Garrett Motors, where Liberty Tax is right now. Second was Coolidge Auto Care. That was at 450 West Coolidge Avenue. That was in February of 2014. And in August of 2014, we started Dreamline Motors, selling used cars. In 2017, we moved our location from 450 West Coolidge Avenue to 381 South Arizona Boulevard. That used to be Ed's Body Shop. So now we have a 3-in-1 business that I call a repair shop, a body shop, and a used car dealership. We do all auto body work, and we take all insurance policies. We do all repair work, and we have great financing options for people if they want repairs done on financing, as well as we sell used cars, quality used cars, and we have great financing options. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate all the businesses you've brought to Coolidge.
Thank you, John.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
You got a whole bunch of women with you.
Oh,
He brought his beautiful family,
I know it.
his wife and 2 daughters.
Welcome, ladies. Thank you for selecting Coolidge to open your businesses. It's a pleasure doing business with you.
thank you, John.
Thank you. Congratulations. Steve, do you want to say you guys are
Yeah,
coming?
Sandy, I've known you since you were at Discover Market, and we've become friends. And what you give back to the community for the veterans, every time I've asked you for help for the St. James Church, you've been there. And it's great having a partner like you in this town. So thank you very much, Sandy.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, Coolidge has a lot of good businesses, and I'd like to bring up Chief Dillon, Fire Chief Dillon, so we can talk about some other businesses that have been doing some good things.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, City Council members, I just want to take a few minutes to kind of inform the council and the citizens of Coolidge of a program that the Coolidge Fire Department has. We participate in a program called Fire Pup. It's a national public education program that supplies public education or fire safety public education material to school-age children. What we do is we partner with the Chamber of Commerce and the businesses around Coolidge. What they do is they make donations to this program, and then what we do is we use this money that they donate to buy the materials that we use when we go to the schools and have special events. This year was actually pretty successful. We collected about 3 times as much as we did last year. And so I figured, well, this is a good time to start recognizing some of the businesses in our community. Bright International, McDonald's, St. Episcopal's Church, the Grande Vista Motel, the Moonlight Motel, Garrett Motors, and the Tire Factory all donated this year to our program, and we were able to purchase enough public education materials to get us through the year. We got some plaques for them, so if there's any businesses that are here representing these businesses, we'd sure like to give you this plaque, and if they're not here, that's okay. We'll get them to them.
Thank you, Chief.
I'd just like to say a few words for Jim Garrett. I've lived in this town for about 40 years, and I worked for Hudgens Ford for 18. Drove back and forth to Oracle Ford for about 4 years, and I've known Mr. Garrett. Played golf with him quite a bit, and then Jimbo Garrett and I played softball together. I've never seen a business or an ownership that has done so much for this community than Garrett Motors is. So I'm very proud to accept this award on part of Jim Garrett. Thank you very much.
I just want to let you know that that we've got a lot of good response from this program. We just expect it to grow and grow each year, and just so let you know that every cent that goes to this program goes back to the school-age children of Coolidge. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And thank all the businesses that help out.
Now we'll talk about our reinvestments for April. Arizona Best Block, San Carlos Irrigation, Open Hands Outreach Program, Liberty Tax Service, Sonoran Family Practice, Great Western Bank, Homestead Apartments, First Baptist Church, and Mike and Jackie Henry. New memberships for April are Connect Autism and the Kenworthy team at Remax Bar Z Realty. Our statistics for April, we're in the process of switching our website, so I really don't have any website hits available for you, but I think you'll be really pleased with the website when we're done with it. Walk-ins are at 701. Phone calls are at 316. We've sent out 2 relocation packets to Bisbee and Peoria, Illinois. Top states that visit us was Washington and Maine, and the top country is, guessed it, Canada again. City permits were at 78, which is valued at $4,108,000. Year-to-date permits are 173 at $9,113,000. Casa Grande visits for April is up about 10%. We're still down a little bit, 12 to 12.5%, but the month we had 6,689 visitors. Year-to-date is 35,657. But I do think, I was concerned about the free visitation, but I think it makes a difference. We're getting more people in. Some events coming up is membership luncheon on June 19th. On June 19th, we also have the Pinal Gem and Mineral Museum Society meeting. And on the 26th, we have the Employer Resource Forum. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions, but since you're the president of the chamber, you might want to mention that Janine and the
Oh,
SRP
yes, SRP.
Association
I'm so
of Big
sorry.
Shots is here, and we never see those guys, so maybe they can introduce themselves to us.
I think that'd be a great idea.
We know the guys from Trans-Canada. They're always here. They're very good partners with the city, the Trans-Canada guys. But
Janine, do you want to say a word? Because our community is not really aware that SRP is taking over.
Can I preempt that and then I'll introduce you?
Okay, that'd be great.
okay.
I don't need a microphone.
Okay.
I'm Dave Stanzik, some of you might remember me. I was the plant manager at the Coolidge Station until just recently. Been bought by SRP and now it's in their capable hands. I want to personally and professionally tell you how satisfying it was to work with you all and with Dave Turner. It was one of the great sources of joy for the last few years. So now we have a new management, Mr. Craig Larson. He's the director of both Santan and
Desert Basin also.
Basin and Coolidge. And Ivan Inesu, he's the O&M manager at the station. And I'm sorry I don't know your name, but I'm sure you're ready to start talking, right?
Well, folks here know me very well. I'm Janine Robit, Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, members of the council, and Council Emeritus Paul Preschel. It's very nice to see all of you out today. I want to introduce Craig Larson. He'll be the plant manager, and Craig would like to say a few words.
Just want to say that we're very happy to be a partner here in the community. We have SRP has a long history in the area. We're glad to continue to be in the area and to be an energy production partner here with the city of Coolidge. So we look forward to working with you on many things as we move forward.
Well, welcome. We look forward to working with you. Thank you for being here. Okay. You done?
Sit down now.
Yeah, oh yeah. You're fine.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, then we'll move out of presentations. We'll move into call of the public. If there's anybody here that wants to address the council, please step up to the podium, state your name and your address, and you have up to 3 minutes to address the council. I guess the chief not coming up for another shot at us, huh? Okay. Well, I'm seeing nobody come up, then how about you, Sandy? You want another shot? Okay, we will move out of call to the public. What? Oh, Dave, you're going to come up? All right. Well, we know this guy. Where's your Happy Gilmore check?
No Happy Gilmore checks. I just wanted to, Honorable Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, Dave Turner, Coolidge Generating Station, 859 East Randolph Road. I just wanted to come up here for a few seconds and just say thank you for all your support through all the years. With a lot of people in this room have helped mold my youngest son into the man he is today. And it goes without saying that I've been happy being a partner with you guys for the last few years. And I just wanted to come up and just say a few words of thanks. You guys are a blessing, and thank you very much.
Dave, before you walk off there, I want to thank you for everything you've brought to the community, and your encounter was he was the main man over at Imagine for many years, and now I don't know what Ivy League school he's off to now, but I'm sure he's still doing good. So
Dartmouth.
Dartmouth, yeah. Well, I know he went to one of them, but he may have switched around. You know that guy. He never stays in the same place.
It started with the Rotary Club,
Yeah.
and it just, from the bottom of my heart, you guys, a lot of people in this room, really helped mold that kid, and I just want to say, while I've got an opportunity to say thank you. I just want to
thank
say
you.
thanks.
Thank you, Dave, very much for the partnership you've had with the Coolidge. Thank you.
Okay. Did we already move out of call of the public, Norma? Okay, we moved out of it. All right. So we'll move into approval of minutes, discussion and action for item 5, City Council Budget Meeting, May 13th, 2019. Item 6, City Council Study Session, May 13th, 2019. And item 7, City Council Regular Meeting, May 13th, 2019. Are there any corrections or any discussion regarding any of these meetings?
No, Mayor.
If there are none, I would look for a motion to do something.
Mayor, if there's no further discussion, I make a motion that we approve city council meetings, May 13th, for the budget meeting, study session, May 13th, and the regular meeting, May 13th, all 2019.
Second.
Okay, the motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Ayes have it. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move into a public hearing now to receive public comments on proposed amendment of Section 1904, Atom 4 of the City of Coolidge zoning code to limit garage sales to 4 per calendar year. This is a public hearing. Gilbert, you'll start off, and if any member of the audience wants to address this, you'll have your opportunity to come up and address the council. Go ahead, Gil.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members. This item, as you mentioned, is about garage sales. Prior to the current zoning code, in 2009, garage sales were limited to 4 events per year. And they're not supposed to last longer than 60 consecutive hours. That's kind of what it was before. And what's happened since then is we've had complaints and situations where, give you a really good example, somebody was purchasing storage unit contents, and then they were in Heartland. And then they were in a cul-de-sac area, so they would put all the contents out every single day, all day long in the front yard, and they were selling them. You know, it was like a continual sale. And so that kind of was that's the worst case scenario of somebody, you know, I don't think they meant to, but they were abusing, you know, the fact that there wasn't a limit. So we used other means to suggest they go get a space over at the swap meet, you know, and be able to sell those items because they're disrupting the neighborhood. And it was making it a really bad traffic hazard in that cul-de-sac. So that's the worst case scenario, just showing you what brought it back up. And so what we've done is, after discussion and going to P&Z, we brought the issue up to them, and it was agreed that they wanted to go back and limit it to 4 a year. The way we were before, it worked fine, you know, and so we wanted to bring that to you, and we had you know, the item came before them, and they sent it forward to you. So this is just a public hearing on that issue, and to discuss the recommendation of Planning and Zoning Commission to amend those sections discussed and limiting it to 4 times a calendar year. And a little later on, we'll bring the item back to you for action if you so choose. But I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Does anybody, do you have any questions, anybody?
No, Mayor. Not a question, a comment.
Well, we know Gilbert lives in Heartland.
No, I'm glad to see that. I mean, I live on a block that a couple people do it every weekend, and it looks like a flea market. And I think it takes away not only from the community and the property values, but also from the city aspect. There's a place down there south of town that you can go down there and sell your wares every Saturday, and that's where it needs to be done. Thank you, Gilbert.
Thank you.
Is there any questions down here?
I just want to say I echo what Councilmember Hudson had to say. I'm glad that you brought it back, and I think we need to educate the public to let them know that there is a permit that they need to get, that there isn't a fee, but they need to get that and have it on site, and so that it can be enforced.
Absolutely. So we agree. Thank you.
Gilbert, I do have a question. Did you publish this in the newspaper or anything? I mean, does the public know about this?
Yes, we publish anytime there's a change to the zoning code. We have to publish it. I believe it's in the report, and it was published on May 22nd, 2019, in the Coolidge Examiner. And of course, then it went to P&Z, and that's public.
Because I'm sure we're going to get asked this, and I'm sure social media will have their day with it. And how did you arrive at 4?
4 is what we had before, and looking at communities around us, I think that's a pretty standard number. I think when I worked at the City of Chandler, and it was 4 then, if I recall. That was a long time ago, but it seems to work fairly well, and it gives enough every quarter. You can have a garage sale. so they can do that. And we'll see how it works. I mean, if for some reason it's not the right number, we'll see that. We'll come back to you and change it if we need to, but I think it'll work fine.
Okay. Anybody have any?
And P&Z agreed with us, so that's a good thing.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Does anybody out in the public have anything they want to say about this item? Seeing nobody approach, I guess we'll get out of the public hearing. We're out of the public hearing. And we'll move into the items for consent. And I'm going to pull item number 10 from the agenda. Is there anybody that wants to pull any other consent agenda items from and deal with them separately before I read them off? No? Tatiana, anybody? No? Okay. All right, here we go. Item 9. Consider approval of entering into a cooperative purchasing agreement with Felix Construction for an amount not to exceed $30,000, utilizing the City of Peoria contract for water and wastewater treatment facilities, projects for repairs and upgrades to the lift station at Picacho Crossing, and waiving the sealed bid requirements in the best interest of the city. Item 11. Consider approval of entering into a letter agreement for excess soil between the City of Coolidge and the Arizona Water Company for the acquisition and transport of excavated material from various Arizona water recharge recovery and water treatment facility projects. Item 12, 19-08, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the City of Coolidge, Arizona, approving submission of an application for Proposition 202 grant funds from the Tohono O'odham Nation and approving the acceptance and use of funds towards the cost of purchasing 15 new portable radios. Item 13, consider approval of entering into a maintenance service agreement and addendum between Vocero and the City of Coolidge Police Department for continued maintenance service of the Police Department Dispatch Center recording equipment for the radio and phones for the Police Department. Item 14, consider approval of entering into a canine purchase agreement and liability release between the City of Coolidge Police Department and Bradley Fulton for the purchase of retired police canine Bink. And good luck to Bink. He did a heck of a job. I hope he enjoys his retirement. Item 15, consider approval of entering into an intergovernmental agreement between Pinal County and the City of Coolidge for the purpose of providing election and voter registration services during the city's special bond election being held on November 5th, 2019. Item 16, consider approval of entering into a second lease extension agreement between the City of Coolidge and Complete Parachute Solutions to extend the lease for an additional 2 months. And item 17, consider approval of the claims for the month of April 2019. And there was a resolution on this, so we will need a motion.
Mr. Mayor, if there's no further discussion, I make a motion to approve consent agenda items 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 is read.
Second.
Okay, choose your second. Okay, there's a motion and a second, Norma.
Councilmember Hudson?
Yes.
Councilmember Kaufman?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
Councilmember Murrieta?
Yes.
Councilmember Navarro?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Henry?
Yes.
And Mayor Thompson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move into business under regular items. Ordinance number 19-05, an ordinance of the City of Coolidge, Arizona, amending section 19-
Mayor?
What?
You
You
probably
pulled
want
item
to do
10,
the
Mayor.
item that was pulled
Oh,
from
okay.
consent.
Well, then I need to, we'll just, I need to move it until next week.
No. Mayor and members of the council, we ask that that item be pulled from the consent agenda
Okay.
because we need to add language in that action when you approve it,
Oh, all right.
stating that you're going to unfreeze capital sales tax not to exceed $15,000.
Okay, I thought he wanted to move
Yeah.
all right.
So that's all it is. It's just in the motion, we want to make sure that we unfreeze the capital sales tax because that usually is frozen. So to
Okay.
approve this item as is, you're just approving the contract and the services. We need to unfreeze capital sales tax to buy it.
Okay, that was my mistake. I thought you wanted to move it to next week. You get that, Steve? Yes. Okay, so item 10, consider approval for entering into an agreement for painting services between the City of Coolidge and Conklin Painting to provide painting services to paint city buildings and authorizing the mayor to execute the necessary agreements. And there's the added wording.
Freeze capital sales tax.
There you go.
Not to exceed 15,000.
Okay, so we would need a motion to,
No other discussion. I make a motion we approve item 10 as read.
Second.
okay, so now we're back where we were. We can vote on the whole mess. All right.
So they have to approve it.
Good.
Motion's been
We have
made
a
to
motion
approve.
and a
Yeah.
second.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been made.
So, yeah,
They already made them, right?
right, there's a motion and a second, so we just need to know if it's all in favor.
Well,
Yes.
isn't there a resolution?
No, not on
We
that
already
one.
Oh,
approved
we
that.
gotta approve the resolution, okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. All right. And this guy does have there's his contractor's number and all that.
Yes.
So, yeah,
He does.
okay. All right. Item 19, consider approval of the infrastructure services plan for the PLH Selma 2 annexation.
That's, yeah, 18.
Well, I like 19 better. All right, 18. I had it checked, I had it checked off. Well, man, I'm telling you, this,
Tough as Mark tonight.
see, this guy messed me up when he said he wanted to pull it off there. Okay, ordinance number 1905, an ordinance of the City of Coolidge, Arizona, amending section 1904, Adam 4 of a zoning code to restrict, oh, no wonder, Gilbert, to restrict garage sales to 4 events per year. Okay.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, as discussed earlier, this is just the action to amend the zoning code to limit the garage sales to 4 a year, as we discussed earlier, and here to answer any questions you may have.
Anybody have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Yep.
There's no further discussion. I move to approve ordinance number 19-05 as read.
Is there a second?
Second it.
All right. Norma? Finally.
Here we
I'm
are.
dying of the heat anyways.
I know.
So,
No, it's hot up
Chief, you're
here.
a cheapskate, man. Your budget's gonna have some real problems. Yeah,
It's hot in here.
get you some new air conditioners and you don't turn them on.
No, they didn't get one here.
They didn't get one here?
No, these up here are good.
We need to get some then.
Just need a little Freon.
Something.
Vice Mayor Henry,
Yes.
Councilmember Navarro,
Yes.
Councilmember Murieta,
Yes.
Councilmember Walker,
Yes.
Councilmember Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson,
Yes.
and Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right. Now, we're finally on 19. Consider approval of the infrastructure and services plan for the PLC Selma 2 annexation. All right, go.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members. This is the Selma 2 annexation, which is the northwest corner of Selma Highway and 11 Mile Corner. It's kind of an odd-shaped piece of land. It's on your map. All this is we're required by ARS statutes, state law, to adopt and accept an infrastructure services plan that calls out how the city is going to render services to that area. So on the report you have, and it's been posted, it just tells you how the fire department will respond, PD, everything else that we do. And then after this, we could take the action on the annexation itself. But this has to occur prior. So I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, does anybody have any questions regarding this services plan? No? Okay, then I need a motion to do something.
Mayor, no further discussion. I make a motion we approve agenda item 19 as read.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, the motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you. Item 20, ordinance number 19-06. An ordinance of the mayor and the city council of the city of Coolidge extending and increasing the corporate limits of the City of Coolidge, Pinal County, State of Arizona, pursuant to the provisions of Title IX, Chapter 4, Article 7, Arizona Revised Statutes and Amendments thereto, by annexing thereto certain territory contiguous to the existing city limits of the City of Coolidge, Arizona, consisting of 54.6 acres, more or less, and located within Township 6 South, Range 7 East of the Gila and Salt River Basin Meridian, Pinal County, known as the PLH Selma II annexation, and adopting initial zoning of agricultural for said territory. Mr. Lopez?
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, as discussed in the previous item on the plan, this is again northwest corner of Selma Highway, 11 Mile Corner Road, 54.6 acres. This is our ongoing effort to bring all of Pinal land holdings, aka St. Holdings property, into the city limits per our adopted development agreement that we have on record. So we recorded a blank petition on September 28th, 2018 with Pinal County. Public hearing was held on October 22nd, 2018. And staff, then all the signatures were required. Staff recorded the signed annexation petition January 29th, 2019. And so this is coming before you now. And we just approved the infrastructure and services plan, which we had to do. This action also will rezone the property to agriculture, which is our designation is closest to general rural, which is the county designation. And so this will help us move forward, and some of the impact is we'll use this property for a variety of activities as we move forward. So if I'll answer any questions you may have.
Mr. Lopez, this is the 401-20-004, Adam. This is the Pinal Land Holdings?
Yes, Mayor, it
So
is.
it's a
one-party annexation,
Okay.
yes.
And they requested to come into the city. We didn't go after
The
that.
development agreement requires us to bring them in.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions? All right, then I need a motion to act.
Mr. Mayor, make a motion to approve ordinance number 1906 as read.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Norma?
Councilmember Navarro?
Yes.
Councilmember Murieta?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
Councilmember Kaufman?
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Henry?
Yes.
And Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 21, consider approval of the infrastructure and services plan for the PLH Collect 2 annexation. Mr. Lopez?
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, as with the previous item, this is for the Collect 2 annexation area, which is basically south, east, and directly south of Twilight Trails area. So this brings in some more of Pinal Land Holdings and St. Holdings property into the city. And this is a plan on how we would deal with the services that need to be provided on annexed property. It includes fire, police, emergency services, any public works, and it's in the plan. And the next item will deal with the actual annexation. So I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? No? Okay. If there's no questions, then I need a motion to act.
Mayor, if there's no further discussion, I make a motion. We approve item number 21 as read.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. The ayes have it. Item 22, ordinance number 19-07, an ordinance of the mayor and the city council of the city of Coolidge, extending and increasing the corporate limits of the city of Coolidge, Pinal County, state of Arizona, pursuant to the provisions of Title IX, Chapter 4, Article 7, Arizona Revised Statutes and Amendments thereto, by annexing thereto certain territory contiguous to the existing city limits of the city of Coolidge, consisting of 647 acres, more or less, and located within Township 6 South, Range 8 East of the Gila and Salt River Basin Meridian, Pinal County, known as the PLH Collect 2 annexation, and adopting initial zoning of agricultural for said territory. Mr. Lopez?
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, again, this is the actual adoption of the annexation through the ordinance. And we did as before, where we adopted the infrastructure services plan. Blank petition again was, and that was actually recorded on September 28th, 2018. Public hearing was held on October 22nd, 2018. Staff recorded the signed annexation petitions on January 29th, 2019. And let's see, it'll come in as agricultural again instead of general rural. So we take that action to avoid having to come back for a separate item. And this is 647 acres, and again, it's located in the area of Collect Road and La Palma, south and southeast of Twilight Trails area. And I'll answer any questions you may have.
Any questions down here? No? About over here? No? Okay, seeing and hearing no questions, need a motion to act on this.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve ordinance number 19-07 as read.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Norma?
Councilmember Kaufman?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
Councilmember Murrieta?
Yes.
Councilmember Navarro?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Henry?
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson?
Yes.
And Mayor Thompson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cal. Item 23, resolution number 1909. A resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of Coolidge, Arizona, amending section 5-7-1 Adam, section 5-7-7 Adam, and section 5-7-7 George, and section 5-7-10 Dog of the City of Coolidge Personnel Policies and Procedures Handbook regarding the Personnel Advisory Board.
Yes,
Was that you?
that would be me.
All right,
Yes.
Norma.
Honorable Mayor, Vice Mayor Henry, and members of the council, before you tonight for consideration is a resolution amending the policy. It's policy 5-7 of the city's personnel handbook as it relates to the Personnel Advisory Board. As you know, about a month ago, we brought appointments and reappointments for approval before the council, and we approved 7 members that night. We held a meeting on May 20th, and during that meeting, we reviewed the section of the Personnel Advisory Board because, as you recall, well, maybe not the new members, the recent new members, but we adopted an updated version of the handbook in June of 2017. Therefore, our board did not have a chance to review those updates. So during that meeting, and they proposed 4 amendments to the handbook, and that was before staff, legal counsel, and of course members of the board. So I'll just go over them really quick. The first one is the composition and officers. As it reads right now, it says the board shall be composed of 5 members. Well, we actually approved for 7 members to be on that board. So now as it reads, it'll be composed of up to 7 members. Because sometimes, there for a while, we had hard time filling some of the vacancies. So as long as we have a quorum, then we know that we're covered and we can hold that meeting. So that's the first proposed amendment. The second one is the appeals hearing. As it reads right now, the Human Resources Director and the PAB, which is the Personnel Advisory Board Chairman, designates 3 members of that group to hear an appeals hearing. So after further discussion, the board felt like what if more members wanted to attend that or be part of that appeals hearing. So what we did is we came back and we just changed it where we give notice to all the members on the PAB at that time, and then a quorum is required to be at the appeal or to hear the hearing. So that's the second amendment. The third one is meetings of the PAB, and right now I think they just wanted to clarify that that we should have a quorum for any transactions of that the PAB takes. So we went in and we amended that to read. Well, I jumped a little bit, but anyway, I'll go back and cover the third one. But as it reads right now, is a majority of the members of the PAB shall constitute a quorum for the transaction of business. And any decision regarding the PAB business, including the recommendation provided at an appeals hearing, shall require the majority vote of the members. So that's the third amendment. Going back to the fourth one, it basically said 3 PAB members designated to serve for a specific appeals hearing shall serve for that entire meeting. So of course we amended that to say that all PAB members present from the beginning of an appeals hearing shall serve for that entire hearing. So instead of just the 3, again, clearing up in case we have more than 3 members, but we at least have to have a quorum of 4. So those are the 4 proposed amendments. I hope I didn't confuse you because it was really something going through that section of the policy. But I think we have a really good group, and we want to be able to move forward. So they are recommending approval of the amendments so that we can move forward with the board. And I can answer any questions you may have.
Norma, the only question I have, and I had it when I read it the first time, and I should have emailed you, was when I look at this last one, and Mr. Fitzgibbons was pretty good at pulling this in the courtroom, changing judges and stuff. What if you go before this and there's something that happens and you get 3 members, you have 4 present maybe, and you get 3 of them that you can tell are leaning one way, so it kind of gets bumped forward or continued, and there's no decision, and the next time you have 3 different members and 1 that was there, do the 3 members still have to, the 3 members that heard it originally still have to hear it? In other words, you can't go judge shopping, if you will, and
once an appeal hearing starts,
you stick with it.
If we have a quorum to open that hearing, who's ever there will stay for the entire hearing.
Okay.
It could be something where if we have a quorum, or we have a full board, I mean, we have 7 members, 1 gets sick, it's not unusual to lose a member during a hearing, and then they wouldn't be able to vote on the final recommendation, because the advisory board makes a recommendation to the city manager. So it's only a recommendation that they're making, so it's not a final decision board or anything like that. It's the board that makes a recommendation to the city manager based on the evidence that's presented to it.
Okay, because I looked at it like somewhat striking a judge and getting a whole new
Right.
crew in there and that may look at it differently.
Right, I think we have it set up so that when you have to have a quorum to open that meeting, so at this point, that'd be 4 members. So once we have 4 members, then we could have an appeals hearing, but I mean, you run the risk that if they did tie 2-2, then we wouldn't have a recommendation. It would just, the city manager would learn, therefore, heard the case, and then the board tied 2-2.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
I don't have any more.
Mayor, if there's no further discussion, I make a motion we approve resolution number 19-09 as read.
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Norma?
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
Councilmember Kaufman?
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson?
Yes.
Councilmember Murieta?
Yes.
Councilmember Navarro?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Henry?
Yes.
And Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 24, ordinance number 19-08, an ordinance of the City of Coolidge setting its 2019-2020 expenditure limit and approving and adopting the 2019-2020 tentative budget for fiscal year 2019-2020 and declaring an emergency, and to include making the necessary changes to the budget on the salary increase table. Mr. Garcia.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and members of the council. This is our tentative budget. Every year we have to pass this. Basically what you're doing tonight is passing an overall limit of expenditures. So if you approve this budget tonight, we cannot set a budget on the I believe this is the 24th, which is the next meeting, over $46,426,237. The budget is slightly higher than last year. Keep in mind that we just did receive word about maybe a month or so ago that we did receive the $9.5 million grant for the airport, but we did still keep in some additional money should we go out and try to get another one. I mean, this one kind of came around in the middle of the year. If we didn't have that budgeted, potentially we could have to sit on it before we actually expend those funds or accept it. So we do have a little bit of leeway in there. Any changes since you guys have seen these in the budget sessions? There's basically 4 things that changed. We got the $9.5 million grants. So I had to bump the grants up. Wayfair legislation passed. They gave us a 2-year exception on some of the local options, so which was good. It was kind of a last-ditch effort. Thank the league and actually some of the legislators that helped us along with that. We did implement a 2% COLA and for all employees, and then we did decrease the insurance from 20% down to 13.8, which is what it actually came in as. So any changes to any of the numbers I gave you before, they're all related. I gave you in your packet, I gave you a sheet that kind of outlined that, and you can kind of follow it directly through. It's basically salaries is the difference between all of that. But again, tonight we are passing the overall limit. We don't have state shared revenues in yet, final state shared. Those probably will come in. Knowing my luck, they'll come in tomorrow. So the numbers will change slightly, but what we'll do is we have some of that area in the grants, so I will decrease that amount in the grants and put that in